I'm Cash, and welcome back to Cash Talks Football, where we break down all the goals scored in the Premier League. And today we're doing Liverpool against Wolves, as Liverpool are trying to win all their home games so they can win this Premier League. Well, right now, Wolves, they're a sort of a tricky team with their new manager change, but I want to show you a couple of good things that they're doing here. So, first off, you've got this little 1v1 situation breaking out here on the side. And the defender does a perfect job slowing him down, keeping his space, doing a really good job. And now he needs someone to back him up, right? And this is where you've got a problem with a player that's tracking a runner, but not understanding that there's a massive space that he also needs to cover. Now, for some unknown reason, I don't know what it is, Wolves are not bothering to put any attention onto Mo Salah. I don't know if you've heard about him, but he scores a good goal or two and he does sort of create opportunities for Liverpool. So you can't let him be completely unmarked and open in this situation. I know the ball is on the other side of the field. I'm aware of that. But sometimes in football, they have a player that you have to sort of make, just put extra attention to. And Salah is that player. You know, you really have to when you play Liverpool. If you shut down Salah, you've got a good chance of shutting down Liverpool. But they just choose not to, and they choose to leave him completely unmarked. As we move it forward ever so slightly here, you can see what I'm talking about with the player. He's really tracking the runner, but he's not. He's running into the space. He's not quite sure what he's supposed to be doing, really. And then it's just a ball played over to Mo Salah, who, again, look, he isn't marking him in any way, shape or form. His body shape is pointing towards the sideline over here. That's where he's facing. Where he really should be is kind of turned a lot more. So his shoulders are here, and he's looking this way. So he can have his shoulders here, and he's looking this way, right? So that way, when this ball comes across, he can get over quicker to shut Mo Salah down and stop him doing anything. And this is the key, right? He does a really good little spin move here, but it's not good enough, right? So what happens is when your starting position is poor, you end up having to, like you can see him, he's spinning, trying to get there, trying to stop Mo Salah as this ball comes. Boom, there he is, right? Instead of him being at this point already, so instead of him having to plant his foot, he's actually trying to move forward on the touch. So now the problem arises is because his original initial position is 2 yards off, which, by the way, is okay, but he's facing the wrong direction. He has to change his position and his direction all in the same motion, right? Trying to get closer and change the way he's facing. That's what we're really trying to say with that. So when he plays, now he's just ended up sticking his leg up. All of this is because, well, he wasn't in the right place in the first place to actually defend Mo Salah. If he was, he's not putting his leg up like this because he's still in that spin motion going and then reacting to the ball coming across instead of actually just when the ball's coming across, he's following it and then he's pressuring Salah with it. He's not doing it right at all. He's gone the long way around. If you watch, he did that long spin move. So think of it this way. He was facing this way. He's done a long spin move round to come around here instead of where he should have been, facing this way, right, and then turning to there. It's such a shorter distance. And also, it's closing it down. He's forcing Salah this way onto his right foot and not letting him be on his left foot. It's so simple. It's those things that you just know how to coach and how to train and what to do. When you're doing this, it means that you're not aware that Mo Salah wants to cut in on his left foot. So when you're doing that spin move, you're opening up that space for him to come onto. And this is how this goal was created, just because one little bit of bad body position. It's one of the most important things in football, because if you're always set properly to start with, that means the player has to beat you instead of you beating yourself. He's beating himself here by giving that inside space, and you can see it here. That inside space there, because that's where he's come from doing the little spin run, instead of shutting it down and pushing it away. So now, when this little ball bounces through, bump, it's chaos. Now we've got chaos. Would Salah have been able to play the pass if he was defending it properly? No. There's also a massive shove here on Jota. I saw this in the replay. Like, Jota seems to be on the floor quite a lot of the time in this game for some reason or another. Now, Diaz following this in, he's got to be brave. He's going through onto the goalkeeper. And it's just an awkward, messy goal. Have a little look. There we go. Look, he's coming in. The keeper's got to come for it. The defender really can't do anything because he's on the wrong side of the player. Touches it. It's going to be a penalty. And yeah, it's just an awkward little flick. But mind you, Jota's still on the floor, rolling around here, getting stood on, goodness knows what. And the keeper really can't do much. And this is a lot of the times in football, it's so important that you just move the ball forward. You just touch it. That's a lot of time. I said, you just got to touch it. I know there's a challenge coming, but you've just got to touch it and get it going in the direction forward towards the goal, and good things happen. That's all Diaz does here. He touches it, crashes it through, bit of a dive. Don't know why, what's going on there, but bit of a chaos in this game. Ugly, ugly, ugly goal. But you know what? They all count. From this angle, I'm not going to harp on about his outstretched legs, his bad body positioning and all that. But what I am going to show you is this here. Because this feud, I think, was going on quite often throughout the whole game. Where he just clatters into the back of Jota. What's this? Dosh. Slams Jota to the floor. Yeah, maybe a little bit of overacting, but he's still slamming him to the floor. And I think this carried on pretty much throughout the game with these two, just knocking each other over quite a lot. Well, this is standard awful Premier League, not pressuring the ball or understanding that the football's important and how we go and win it. Now, if you haven't seen, I think it's in my warm-up part 2, I explain how they actually train actively not to go and win a football. You think that doesn't happen? Yeah, yes, it actually does happen in the Premier League. They actively train players not to win the football because of certain things that they do in training. And we've got another classic example of it here where you've got two players that can see the football, and instead of getting to see the football, they run back to get their shape. Got a player here running through the middle, but there's no active effort to try to win the football. So what do we mean try to win the football? Right, all he has to do is just go straight towards him. Now, is he going to go down the line with it? Yes, yeah, probably. But what he isn't able to do then is pick his head up and put on a worldy through pass, which he's able to do. Watch this. We're going to move this forward. Look, he's able to stand still as two players jog and do what? Because what they are coached to do is cut out passing lanes, not tackle. They're all there, set to cut the passing lanes out. That's what happens when you do those little rondos with one person in the middle, 3 on the outside. You're not teaching people to tackle. You're teaching them to stop the pass. Well, he's just going to pass it over you. He's not going to put it on the ground. So you're doing something completely and utterly useless, where you could have just gone and won the football. You could have just gone to the football. And as you go to it, it makes him make a decision. Well, do I stand here and try to put this worldy pass on? Look, you can see where he made the run from. He started here. He's just running all the way through. He's picked it up. He sees what's going on. He hasn't. But you've given all the time in the world for him to play a pass through. Yeah, unbelievable. Now, to me, this is interesting because there is a shove in the back here by Luis Diaz, and it is probably a foul. But I don't think they give it, right? And this is where I think the refereeing in the Premier League is awful. I think because of the Merseyside derby and there was that Joe Gomez push in the back and they didn't give that, I don't think they give this because it's Liverpool. That's what I think's happening in the VAR booth. That's why I think we want a live sort of, little chatty thing. What's it called? So we can actually hear what they're saying. Because I'm telling you right now, this is probably on any other day a foul when he shoves him there because he nudges him out of the way. Right? Normally they'd probably go, yeah, that's a foul. That's created the goal scoring opportunity, that little foul there. So it's probably not a goal. But because they didn't do it on Wednesday, when it was clearly a foul, they're not calling it here. It's funny how things happen in the Premier League, isn't it? Goes through with the goalkeeper, bit of a one-on-one, and just gets clattered. He does. He gets pulled out. He pulls his leg. It's a penalty. What are you going to do? Yeah. Keeper's ready. Not foul. He's got lots of options, not go to ground and do it, yeah. But also, you could have just stopped it by actually trying to win the football on the ball. Actually, it wasn't on the halfway line. It was about 10 yards inside of the halfway line, which is much, much easier. Because if you do that properly, this scenario here never happens. Mo Salah taking a penalty. Yeah, he scores. No one cares. Is everyone bored of penalties? Like, I swear there's been more penalties this year. Well, every year I think it's getting worse and worse, to be fair. But it feels like to me that there's more and more penalties all the time. Salah puts it in, sends the keeper down, puts it down the middle of the goal. Nice and easy. Bit of an incident here with Canine that could have maybe been a yellow and all. It's a bit of nonsense. But to me, it's just two people trying to win the ball. And it's funny because when you freeze frame it, you can see he hasn't got his eye on the ball. He's not looking at that. He's worried about Canate. Canate's closed his eyes expecting an impact. Both of them are really doing a poor job here. And then he's sort of clattered into the side of him, shoulder to shoulder. There's nothing in the head, nothing, at all. Just clatter into him, shoulder to shoulder, both trying to win a football. Canai's just mistimed it a little bit. It's not a yellow. It's not even probably a foul, really. But, it's getting silly, isn't it? I want to show you this through ball here because at the beginning of the season, we're doing live streams. One of the guys from Canada on YouTube, we're doing a lot of Liverpool live streams. And I said Liverpool's midfield are very, very easy to pass through. Very easy. Just no one's identified how to do it yet. And I'm going to show you this because this is the best sort of example I can show you on video of exactly what I could see at the start of the season. But look at where it is. You can see, here's the Liverpool players. And there's a corridor right through the middle of the field. And this was happening at the start of the season as well. They weren't having a player sort of sitting in here being able to break this up. So you can see how easy it is for Wolves. Alisson ends up making a 1v1 save. For them just to roll the ball straight through the middle of this field. Boom, straight in. In, flick, off he goes 1v1. It's very, very easy. Liverpool need to identify. I mean, I'm telling you, they've been lucky all season that no one's identified this and just gone straight through the middle of them all the time. But yeah, well, all the way through. And this is why you have one of the best goalkeepers in the world. I rate Alisson as probably definitely number 1 or 2 in the world. And I hate it when people say, oh, he's the best goalkeeper in the world. Because is he really? I guarantee you he's top 3. I guarantee you. But I don't watch all of the other leagues to say if whether or not someone is, the best or whatever. And I think it's so sort of disingenuous for people to say, oh, he's the best. No, he's the best because you support Liverpool, and if you don't, you say he's top 5, and it's all that nonsense. But yeah, he's definitely the top 3 goalkeeper in the world, easy. And this is why. Comes out big, shuts that down, makes it easy. This is the Jota dive, but I want to show you this as well. Look, before it even happens, Jota is just crashing into a player here, just knocking into him, slowing him down before he makes the run into the box here. I don't know. Jota got a bit of Darwin Núñez coming into him or something. What's happened here? Because this should have been easily a goal. He should have scored this. He shouldn't have even been worrying about the penalty or trying to get the player sent off or anything. But is this because of all the pushing and shoving that was happening earlier, that he's trying to get somebody sent off instead of just playing the game of football and winning the game, making it 3-0 for Liverpool, hands down, running away with it? Don't know. Doesn't seem like Jota does normally like to put in a tackle and throw himself around. It's why he's constantly injured. But it just seems a little bit more today. A little bit more, roughhousery. And yeah. From here, though, he can just carry on. The guy's not touching him. He can just carry on and just slot it in the goal. Don't know why he's going down. Don't know why. No idea. Only Jota will know why he doesn't just try to kick the ball in the goal. And here's the thing. If it's not a penalty, I don't think Jota got a yellow card for this. Shouldn't it be a yellow card for simulation? Where's that rule gone? Oh, I forgot. It's the Premier League and we just make up the rules as we go along. This is a decent goal from Wolves. There's not really much you can say except for just it's a good goal. Sometimes in football, someone just scores a goal, and this is just someone scoring a goal. There's not much more defensively Liverpool could really look to do. Well, they probably could, but not on the outset. It's not like simple mistakes. And you don't really try to correct massive, very, very complex mistakes because there's so many simple things to do. It's like when Postecoglou was talking about, I don't worry about set pieces. What he really means is he's got millions of other simple things he needs to fix before he's got time to worry about set pieces. And that's what people don't realise because they've never really coached properly at any decent level. It's like, if I fix all these little simple things, we don't really need to worry about corners so much because we don't give them away. They're less of an issue. But all these simple things are a problem and we can fix those. But there's no real simple issues here to fix. So as the ball gets pressured, look, you can see a little bit of skill opens up and there is a pocket of space. However, the only player that can identify this and actually go towards it is there and doesn't. That's the only issue. He doesn't realise that this little bit of skill that gets the ball there. I'm not sure who that is. Is it Gravenberch maybe? Look, boom. That's the only time that you can really go and try to pressure the ball now. That's it. But you can see the open space there that he's got. Liverpool's midfield is just giving him a little bit too much. That's because I think this is Gravenberch. Doesn't come up close enough to shut him down enough. And this does help. You can see these two runners. This does help because it takes everyone's mind off what he's doing. And he's got a completely different story in his head to what everyone else is watching on the field. He just does a little top. Guts completely takes him out of midfield, completely opens it up. And you can see the corridor of space. Because of that run's gone, you can see he's taken that player out and he's just opened that up if he can find it. And he can. It's a worldy shot. Puts it into the top corner. Well, bottom corner. Yeah. Top corner. Well done, Cash. Yeah, bottom corner. It's just a great strike. It really is. Could Alisson have done better? Maybe. Could have they pressured the ball a little bit? But was it just a better goal? Yeah, it was just a good goal. Liverpool go 7 points clear. Are they going to win the title? Let me know in the comments below. And other than that, I'll see you next time on Cash Talks Football.